I'm Jeff's Junk Seller, and this presentation is going to be about the sale that I just did, the flea market in Elk City, Oklahoma. It's a once-a-year event. I've heard about it for probably 8 years. I used to do a sale in Norman, Oklahoma called Colonel Dick's, and a lot of the guys there used to talk about this sale. And what's funny about that is I got out to the sale, and two guys. In fact, I have their telephone numbers in my phone. Two guys that set up across from me, Kenny and Good Larry, they were set up directly across from me. But that was a fantastic show. Everybody said that it was off, and I didn't sell quite as much as I would have had I been at Canton. I sold about $2,000 worth of stuff in Canton. I probably would have done $3,500 for that month. But I'm going to tell you that management treats all the vendors like they're really appreciated. You feel like when I showed up there, I felt like I found a whole handful of new best friends. They were just staff there was fantastic. Free coffees and donuts every morning. But it was kind of strange because there were all kinds of customers, and there were vendors from probably 4 different states. I think we had Arkansas, Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Colorado, maybe even New Mexico out there. We had vendors from all over, and we had shoppers from all over. And I sold a wide variety of stuff, and some people wanted to really quibble about shit. Some people just accepted your price and paid you. It was I had one woman that really wanted a piece of turquoise jewelry, and she just couldn't bring herself to pay the price, and I kept it. She kept telling me, well, I'm afraid I get it home and I clean it up and I find something's wrong with it, and I just stared at her like I didn't even hear her. So she repeated it again, and finally I think she just understood that I told her that it comps for like $450 online, but I was offering it for $300, and she offered me $2, and I just giggled at her and put it back in the case. I can be kind of rude when that kind of stuff happens. I'm just insensitive people get responded to with insensitivity. It's kind of nuts. But I didn't really buy anything. I bought one piece of big pewter from Good Larry. It probably weighed 2 or 3 pounds, and it was pewter, and it was $5. Pewter's $10 a pound, something like that, $12 a pound, something. So it was pretty good value in scrap. But I really didn't buy much. But I came out of there with some money, and I came out of there. The thing that people don't tell you about that sale is it starts with daybreak, and it continues until dusk. And the police come through there. They do patrols, and if they catch you out there playing with your phone, the police would have their side lights on. And 30 feet before they got to me, they would turn them off. They would drive past me. 30 feet past me, they'd turn them back on. Everybody just was really respectful out there. It was kind of cool. But there's a lot of great shopping out there. There are some really cool shops that I didn't get to. I just ran out of time. And everything is pretty far apart. It's out west. It's might as well be rural New Mexico or rural Texas. Out in the panhandle, things get kind of far apart, and you'd be best advised to try to keep a full gas tank, because you never know when you're going to hit a stretch road where you might need that whole gas tank gas to get to the next one. But it was a good sale. I went ahead and paid for my space for next year. I don't like doing that, but I have friends that do that, and I just figure, it's time for me to put my big boy pants on and try to get with the program and start doing some of these festival shows. They just pay better. I'm going to start moving around a bit more, because I believe that the more different shows I do, the more I'll drive traffic for my YouTube channel. But I did about $2,000 in sales. Sold everything from coins to sold an awful lot of stamps. Crazy how many stamps I sold, really. I sold quite a few coins. There was a guy out there peddling fake silver dollars, and guy came to it, handed me one, and I could tell by the texture of the surface of the coin that it was fake. I told him that it was fake before I even got a look at it. Threw it on the scale. It was about 5 grams light. It was one of the Chinese copies. I could tell that it didn't weigh right too. But another guy came along, and I told him, I said, I encouraged him, because he paid like $40 for it. I encouraged him to go and tell that guy that he was going to call the police for him selling false coin, and because it's actually a federal offense, because it said United States of America, and it had $1 denomination on it, but it was not a real coin. You can't do that, even if it doesn't say copy on it. You're breaking the law. And another guy came along later and showed me a coin that he'd bought, and told me that mine were overpriced, because he got one that was better than mine for $40. And as soon as he handed it to me, I told him, hey, I saw one of these already, and it's light, it's not real. We put it on a scale. He ran back over there and got his money back. I don't know what happened to the guy. He may have had a pretty rough market, this market, but buyer beware. If you're not dealing with an honest coin dealer, you're going to end up you can end up buying some crap. It's just I don't know. I sometimes I have guys bring me a whole collection that they put together over the years, and you have to break their heart and tell them, hey man, you bought a bunch of fake stuff. You spent thousands of dollars on crap. But anyway, that's about all I've got to say about that market. It was fairly windy, know that. I had my tent weighted down with a couple of short columns, cast iron columns that had been cut down for horse tethers. But I don't think anybody lost any tents, but there were people that were running and buying cinder blocks and doing stuff like that. It is a very windy area. So if you set up out there and you bring a tent, know that you got to bring weights. But if you've enjoyed this presentation, then give it a like. If you have, then please view some of my other material. And if you like that as well, then please subscribe. But thank you for viewing.